What should be free? IDs. I find it ridiculous that we have to pay so much for something we are required to have on us at all times. Where are you from? And how much do you have to pay for an ID? Not OC, but I'm in Wisconsin and I paid $230 for a new driver's license after moving full-time from Minnesota, plus another $300 for new plates. Edit. For the people saying things like my replacement was $20, I paid that money for a new license with new address and crap. I don't know, they charged the crap out of me. People. I don't know why this is so hard to understand. New license. Not a replacement license. Believe what you want, I could not care less, just chill with the aggressive responses lol. Jesus, it's only like $30 in MN for a new license. I keep hearing everything is more expensive and why. I paid like $5 for my first ID in Iowa, then around $7 for a replacement. In Scotland, we are issued ID at 11. It can be used, and replaced for free, until 25. It also gets you discount bus, train and tram tickets. Also 10% off in a select number of grocery stores. Here in the UK we are not required by law to carry ID. Yes, it helps in situations with law enforcement, but most of the time a bank card, or work ID pass will suffice for an officer. As long as when he runs your details, and he will run your details, everything matches up, you're good. You, at 7 p.m. next Friday? Damn, that was smoother than my brain. You must be a mod at /r/WallStreetBits, Reddit link. His search history reveals enough. My man. Has specific tastes. Smooth. The first Super Mario Bros. Game. Just have it preloaded on every Nintendo console. How much do they charge for it? I think $8. If you happen to have a Wii U or 3DS. If you're on Switch, you have to subscribe to their online service, and if you don't have a Nintendo console at all, you simply can't buy it legitimately, despite the fact that anyone's computer or phone is more than capable of emulating it. Simply can't buy it legitimately despite the fact that anyone's computer or phone is more than capable of emulating it. Yeah, the only Nintendo device I own is the OG NES. Everything else emulation. On Nintendo Switch, if you get Nintendo Online, £19 a year, don't know what that's in dollars, you can get a bunch of classic games from NES and SNES for free. Our copyright system is completely broken right now, largely thanks to Disney by my understanding. In my opinion, all games that old should have been public domain a while ago. I think Disney's most recent copyright crap was supposed to go down in 2020, based on a John Oliver I saw a long time ago. I wonder what happened with that. 2020 was such a crap show I forgot to pay attention to it, haha. You can copy Steamboat Mickey without worry. Whoop-de-doo. Beaches and public parks. I'm from California, where all of the beaches are free for everybody to use. It baffles me when I travel and find other beaches aren't free. What? Not sure about public parks, I don't know of any that cost $1, but not doubting some do. I'm okay to pay my $20 for a national park, that money helps keep it beautiful. But no doubt, we will be paying more in the future. Generally, there's an entry fee or parking fee that's right around that. Totally worth it in my opinion. Libraries. Anyone who thinks Netflix for books is a viable business model that could possibly replace the numerous services your local library provides, especially to those people who by definition couldn't afford a subscription model, is exactly the kind of person who could probably benefit by spending more time in the library. Edit. For everyone who's asking whether libraries are free, yes, they usually are. However, it's recently become a libertarian talking point about why my taxes should be going to fund things I don't use. The is nonsensical because A, you're still getting access to the service even if you choose not to use it. It's like asking why you pay towards a fire department even though your house didn't burn down, and B, F you, Jack, I've got mine is a crafty worldview that we shouldn't be encouraging. Libraries should be free at the point of use. Thankfully, they mostly are, but we need to make sure they stay that way. because there are people who don't want that to be so. Yeah, if libraries were proposed today, plenty of Americans would be against it. Which is heartbreaking for me because my local library was always such a beloved part of my childhood. A few years ago, I participated in a door-to-door campaign advocating for a renewal of the library millage. A surprising number of people were hostile to the very concept of public libraries. They were outnumbered by the library advocates who don't even personally use it though. I love libraries, and fully support some of my tax dollars going to fund libraries. I have not really ever used the library, or even been in one more than a handful of times, but I love that other people can enjoy them. I also love libraries. Ever been at a bookstore and been pondering a $20 book and unsure about making the financial commitment? Check your local library. Read that crap for free. Story was great. Borrow another title from that author. For free. Story sucks. You saved $20. Return it and thank your librarian. I borrowed so many books from my local library during COVID. They had curbside pickup and simply quarantined the books to stop the spread. Read over a dozen titles and gave me something to look forward to as my holds got closer and closer. Wait, libraries aren't free? Think they're saying that any new equivalent should continue to be free. Oh, I see, I skimmed it but I understand now. Rainwater. You have to pay for it? In Germany, towns may charge you for a rainwater tax. Mainly for the maintenance of the sewage system, but yes, you essentially pay for rainwater. This is an excellent start, and about the only reasonable thing we can do about free water right now. I have mixed feelings about this. On the one hand, I feel an individual should have rights to water on personal property so long as it's not withheld from the system. But what if Nestlé set up a way to capture acres of rainfall in order to bottle and sell it? That's how aquifers work. Rainwater hits the ground, gets absorbed, works its way through the water table, then Nestlé pumps, bottles, and sells it. Maybe it should be free but only on the condition that you don't sell it for profit. Maryland? Am I missing something or is rainwater not free? There seems to be confusion from the phrases used by the government. A stormwater fee is a charge imposed on real estate owners for pollution in stormwater drainage from impervious surface runoff. This system imposes a tax that is proportional to the total impervious area on a particular property, including concrete or asphalt driveways and roofs that do not allow rain to infiltrate. That's a stormwater fee. The reason for the confusion is because the stormwater fee is nicknamed rainwater tax. You are taxed from water running off your property into the city streets because at that point, the city needs to collect money in the event they need to fix the sewers underground that pull water away from roads, homes, and businesses. The collection of rainwater, water falling from the sky, if it's not for profit and only for personal use, is encouraged and free, depending on your water harvesting setup and local gov. You may have to pay permits. In fact, some states give tax incentives for collecting your own rainwater and go as far as reimbursing sales tax for purchases associated with the harvest system. Playing online on consoles. At Nintendo. Edit. Wow, okay, this went and blew up. Thank you for the award. While Nintendo Online isn't super expensive, it still sucks that you have to pay for it. I might be mistaken, but you didn't have to for the DS or Wii. Two godly consoles, but RIP. Also, if you have Animal Crossing New Horizons, please drop your dream address codes. At Xbox. Why are people adding at other systems? From what I know, Xbox was the first one to ever do this and the other two companies jumped on it their next system because of how much money it makes. You can have all the console arguments you want about which is better, but let's be real, Xbox was the first one to start this crafty trend. Didn't help that PlayStation Online was pretty crappy on PS2 and Halo was the big thing to play online. I was under the impression that setting up infrastructure for XBL in the beginning was the justification, but with everything going cross-platform, it's become necessary for games to host their own servers. So now, the online play subscriptions shove a bunch of features at us to justify the cost. Nintendo is the worst purely because it's bad and janky. Though it's a worthy cost if you want cloud saves. At PlayStation. Laughs in PC. Edit. Guys, we already pay for internet, and then PlayStation, Microsoft, and Nintendo expect us to pay them for the privilege of using that internet on the console we bought from them. Paying for internet doesn't count as paying to use an online service. Paying for internet doesn't count as paying to use an online service. True. I see the argument all the time that the monthly fees for Xbox, PlayStation and Nintendo are for use of their online services, i.e. servers that provide the services which they have to maintain. Then I look at Steam, whose online services I've used for free for almost 2 decades and scratch my head. If Steam can do it, those other greedy bastards can do it. Has Xbox always been pay to play online? If I'm remembering correctly, they actually started it. Dreamcast was the first console to have online play, but you didn't have to pay to use it. Why the F did Nintendo even do that, man? Because they saw all the other 2 giants, Sony and Microsoft, were getting away with it, probably. The only reason I bought a PS3 instead of an Xbox 360 was because you didn't have to pay to play online. Then the PS4 came out and I switched to PC. It's the number one reason I don't play on consoles anymore. If you ask me, a single ambulance ride shouldn't cost as much as a Lamborghini. In 2018, I was being treated for cancer. One of the treatments made me extremely sick. I'll spare you the gross details. One evening, a family friend was over. I told my husband that I thought I needed to go to the hospital. The friend said he was going to call an ambulance. In unison, my husband and I said F no. I was pretty sure I wasn't dying, so I had my husband take me. It took forever because we had to pull over several times so I could barf outside the car. I mean, cancer is one thing. But I don't want to drown in medical bills. I'm fine now. Must be the first ever cancer patient to not hit their deductible. I hit it twice, 2018 and 2019. Unfortunately, I hadn't hit at the time of the ambulance thing. There's also deductible and out-of-pocket max. Some plans still have you pay a percentage after the deductible until the out-of-pocket maximum. Should neither glasses, insulin or braces. Wait. Is there actually a place where braces are free? If your health insurance covers anything dental, it is considered luxury and is either super expensive or from a swanky job's benefits. Up to age 18, all dental care is free in the UK. I had to wait a few years for my teeth to get bad enough for them to qualify for NHS treatment, but they got done eventually. It's also free for adults if you are claiming UC, which is nice. Is there still partial coverage after 18? Yeah. I get private through work, which is quicker, but as far as I remember, it's heavily subsidized as long as it's non-cosmetic. Plus prescriptions are free, doesn't affect me, but it's a great relief for many and I'm sure it'll help me later in life. Edit. I should clarify, only applies to certain devolved nations within the UK, Scotland and Wales. In England it is £9 unless you have certain illnesses or disabilities, in which case it is free. Yes, in Hungary, braces are free for children if parents have at least 3 children. It's considered luxury if your insurance covers a tooth that if it isn't removed will devolve into sepsis. You can get incredibly cheap prescription glasses from zenaoptical.com. My glasses, including the prescription lenses, only cost $5, although shipping and tax bumped it up to about $8. Disclaimer, they absolutely feel like $5 glasses. They're incredibly flimsy, and there's a slight amount of distortion at the bottoms of the lenses. Yeah, they're low quality. But I'd rather have low quality glasses than not being able to afford any at all. I get my teenage son's glasses from Zenni. With how cheap they are, I'm able to buy him 6 pairs so that when he loses a pair, I'm not freaking out and angry like I was when he lost his $500 from LensCrafters. Why are police rides free? Don't give them ideas. It was a simple case of mistaken identity. They let me out with only a broken clavicle from being tackled to the ground and a $2,000 bill for the ride to the station. Luckily, my police insurance covered 80% of it. Oh wait, forgot about the deductible. At the very minimum, ambulance charges shouldn't be automatic. I've heard stories of individuals that get stuck paying 3 ambulances because different places all went out. even if only one person needed one. That's ludicrous. I mean, even by pay for healthcare standards which lead to perverse outcomes such as it's extra if you want to hold your baby standards. Being forced to pay for something you didn't request, don't need, didn't have a contract with and didn't utilize is effing insane. Is this some sort of American joke I'm too European to understand? No. An ambulance ride is thousands of dollars without insurance. Even with insurance, they're ridiculous. Laughs in non-American. Using the toilet. Looking at you and your stupid pay toilets, Europe. As well as any convenience store/fast food joint that tries to refuse the restroom to non-customers, especially if there isn't a nearby public option. Not just Europe. I live in Mexico and it's anywhere from 5 to 10 pesos, depending on the neighborhood, to use many public facilities. This is a measure against junkies. Public toilets used to be free but got defaced by hormonal teenagers and junkies. Most people stayed away because God knows what you'll catch. It's a notorious mugging place, and it was just really disgusting in there, no matter how much public service looked after it. Charging for their use, while annoying, stop that. Not a rule. But the toilets I paid to use were generally cleaner and more pleasant than the free ones. Literally invented by Mr. Krabs. I never understood the I hate it when they make me buy stuff to use their bathroom thing. I get it if you need to purchase something to get the key to the bathroom. But like at a McDonald's? Who is going to stop you? The McDonald's employees don't get paid enough to kick down the door and prevent you from taking a crap. A lot of stores you have to ask for the keys. A lot of places also give you a combination for the door on your receipt. Speech. Mental health support. The fact that you need to pay someone to listen to you really shows how F the world is. Your lawyer if you're accused of something and deemed not guilty. If you're deemed not guilty, your lawyer did their job properly. And should therefore be paid by the one who wrongly accused you, as a deterrent to false, frivolous claims. In a just world, people should not have to pay for things they didn't ask for. So who pays the lawyers for doing the job of helping you be found not guilty? This would simply encourage them not to do such a good job surely. In this weird scenario, the accuser would. We already have a form of this in suing for pain/suffering and time off work. If you're not countersuing for a reasonable amount, you're doing it wrong. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.